Hey everybody, I am on for the midweek message reveal Wednesday, December 13th. I keep wanting to say November. Time is a little bit weird for me currently, and I'm sure that this is something that is happening also with the collective. We had the 1212 portal, which is a manifestation portal when we have numbers of the month doubled with the day of the month as well. And the energy coming through this portal has so much to do with wanting to bring about a sense of peace and clarity and allowing us to feel a sense of hope. With the new moon that also happened yesterday in Sagittarius, is wanting us to be able to see the steps ahead and see things from a higher perspective, from a greater macro lens perspective, where we aren't so much with our face right up in the details. And it's difficult to get from a energy like the scorpionic energy of last month in November, where we were very much digging through the transformational minutia, as you will, to now wanting to take a step back and kind of see things from a greater perspective. And isn't that par for the course for the end of the year as well? I mean, we're, kind of looking back and saying, okay, what was 2023 to me, and what will the future year bring? And so it's timely, but at the same time, I think we can fall into a trap of constantly trying to reinvent ourselves. And I guess what I'm feeling drawn to do is to find a space where I don't feel like I need to change anything about myself, but rather be in a state of acceptance and allowance and appreciation for, being me and doing my thing. So maybe we need to put that energy out. Maybe just a touch. We also have today, we have moved officially into Mercury Retrograde. Dun, dun, dun. You can fear it, but it is not necessarily something to be afraid of. And I think that the spiritual community gets kind of hung up on retrogrades. Retrograde is when something appears to be going backwards, when actually it really isn't. It's just our perspective. And isn't that interesting that it allows us a sense to kind of slow down and review? And Mercury is the planet of communication, so it's going to cause some frazzling and some disconnection and some inability to be understood clearly. So when we're thinking about, making choices, signing things, putting things in writing, we're thinking about making big decisions or having big talks with other people, you're really just going to want to make sure that you're really clear on what it is that you're saying and that your point is getting across and that the other person is receiving what it is that you're trying to get across. So it's just more about being in a state of awareness and allowing yourself to kind of go, okay, is this how I want to proceed? And is there anything I want to change? Because now it's a good time. And the circumstances, which seems to be like kind of weird obstacles and some challenges and some technological snafus and things like that come up, allows us an opportunity to really kind of work through those things. So see Mercury retrograde as an opportunity to kind of take a different perspective and to slow things down a little bit to make sure that what you are experiencing is what you want to continue experiencing. And if you want to make a change, that, you do something about it. Capricorn energy is all about the working horse ethic, the wanting to do a good job for the good job's sake, and also being really proactive, productive, concise, and at the same time very rooted in a sense of routine and function, and feeling a sense of worthiness coming from a job well done. And that Capricorn energy is in conjunction with communication. You might be having a lot going on at work about, things with the people that you work with or in your own work, how lines of communication may have changed, or things might be difficult for you to kind of decipher from in the past. And just paying attention to the communication functions and topics that are going on around you in the workplace as well. All right, so we're going to jump into the cards this week. I just chose the Rose Oracle deck, so these are all going to be kind of muted. But what I find to be interesting is the numbers here in the cards. So let's just jump in. All right, if you chose 1, your card is the Rose Thread. I'm going to pull back a little bit so you can kind of see the card in full. And you see we have like 2 female figures here. And what to me looks like a fountain in the center, it actually looks like a chocolate fountain. Don't hate. And then in the center here, we have the same woman, it seems, kind of superimposed and split in half. And in between, there is a what looks like, you know, a universe or a nebula. And even here we have another face. Now the rose thread, it even says inner call, soul led, the mystic living courageously. The message coming through for me, for you guys, one, is more about, are you really considering all of your own feelings before making a move here? Because you're kind of at a crossroads about what you're supposed to do. And the supposed to being the key words. You might be feeling pushed to act a certain way or respond a certain way because it's nice, or it's what's expected of you, or it's the better way to do things according to someone else, when really there's another part of you that's like, I don't know if I feel like that. Another part of you that says, you know, I think we should try a new approach. And a different piece of you that says, you know, I'm still upset about how it went down when I tried something new, and I'm scared about this. So it's more about taking a moment to step back and acknowledge the other pieces, parts of you, before you dare greatly jump and be bold, because that urge to go and do and make a decision is really, really strong. You can't choose wrong. And I just want to go back to the chocolate fountain in the center. That is really the space where the wellspring of information and intuition that you receive as a divine being, because that's what you are, it can't be turned off. So it's not like if you rush yourself on making a decision or choosing a path around this topic is going to dry up, and then you're not going to be getting the nudges that you need. You have all of that you need already, and it's inside, like Intel. Okay? So you can lean back on that. And the courageousness, that's already inherent. You don't need anything in order to prove your courageousness, and you can take your time. So think on this a little bit before you make a decision. Consult all of your pieces, parts, and honor them because they're there for a reason. Okay, 2. If you chose 2, your card is healing the mother line. So the mother line is your mother's side, as well as those who identify as female or have the feminine aspect, and may have been playing more of a nurturing role within your life. They don't necessarily have to be women to be exhibiting a lot of the feminine energy, okay? And feminine energy is what wants to receive, and that's the left side of the body, and the right side is the doing action male side. As we are both masculine and feminine, regardless of how you identify, the mother line is really wanting to kind of heal some feelings of neediness, feeling like you can't do things on your own, feeling like you're not getting enough. So there's been a lot of cravings that may have been happening that you're experiencing. You might find some like new food aversions or aversions to smells. That's really kind of coming through for me, as well as like an inability to kind of digest things that you used to. So you might be having a palate change for those of you into. The card itself says healing, ancestral work, mother line, growing up. So I'm really drawn to the character that's in the center and what's going on here on the floor, which is like appears to be like an altar. This is really connecting to the sacral chakra and where we are creative. Where is it that the creativity and the desire to create something is part and parcel of what the feminine energy is? It wants to create from nothing. It creates life. It is the holder, the womb space. And the metaphoric womb, even in itself, is where do we create our ideas from? Where do we find our spark, our uniqueness that wants to be birthed through art or music or direction or relationship, however it is that you show your creativity. Through connecting a bit more to the things that are for the simple fact that you enjoy doing them, things that bring you joy and that are of your highest excitement. Whether it's, watching a certain genre of movie, or if it's, gardening, or, maybe even baking and giving gifts, or providing service to others in need. However it is that you choose to show up and show that expression of yourself is going to be what's going to heal that desire to feel like you can't take in enough and that you need more. So you'll be satiated in a sense by the acts of taking care of the inner child, and also the inner divine feminine, which is always wanting to feel a sense of safety and a sense of completion almost. And that completion is going to come through your own, what it is that you can mother yourself and give to yourself. Okay, so I hope that resonates with you for 2. All right, 3, your final card. If you chose 3, your card is the Rose Garden. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. I find it interesting that like we have a group of 4 on this card, the first card. On the second card, we have 3 figures. And then on the last card, we have 1. It's almost like we've gone backwards in the line of things, which is very retrograde. So the Rose Garden card is all about the self. It's about coming back into a space of your own sovereignty and acknowledging the things that you've done and the things that you're going to do, and also acknowledging the space in which you might have kind of abandoned yourself. Now is the time to forgive. So it's okay that other people have been put first, and that work has been put first, that the needs of others have been put first, that time to yourself has been pushed to the wayside. But you need to forgive yourself, 3, and you need to allow yourself a space in which that you can feed yourself the attention that you deserve and that you're requiring, because there is a sense of depletion and fatigue, and that depletion is going to continue unless you really address what it is that needs to be addressed, which is you giving yourself some time and attention. What's your self-care looking like? What's your time to do absolutely nothing? Do you have space in your day to allow yourself a small amount of time, be it 10 to 15 minutes of just sitting in contemplation, or having a mindful cup of tea or coffee, or, you know, a bowl of Cheerios, whatever it is that, you know, does it for you, ice cream, you know, to kind of take some time to really sit and be in a space of you to you, because that's where you're going to find a level of acceptance that's going to get you through the tough spots, because you've kind of really been really tired, and things haven't seemed to have been changing, and you kind of are turning on yourself here, and this is where you need to forgive. Okay, be gentle with yourself. The card even says be gentle with yourself. Be like this beautiful little brook of happiness and hold yourself in gentle care. All right, you got this. You can do this. You can love yourself the best way. Okay. All right, so those are the cards this week. Would love to hear how they land for you, so please leave me some feedback below. Also would love to work with you, and I have fantastic offerings. Check my website, reach out to me via DM or whatever, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. But thank you for your support. Hope everyone's doing well. Don't spend too much money. Don't do too many things. Give yourself some space. Allow yourself some time to relax. Eat all the cookies. All right. Peace out. Bye.